Okay, so I have set up a different long-range locator that I have, which has a lot more range. This one has about 30 miles, as opposed to the other smaller machine, which you've seen me do my other videos with, which only has a range of about a mile, give or take. Probably a little more than a mile, actually. Not too much more than that. I've got the models of the temple furniture all set up. Here is the Ark, and then the incense altar, and the candlestick, and over there the table of showbread. And I got my chair, and I brought with me a great big agate that I found in Eagle County, that I am attempting to see if I have this set up this way, if it does anything to record any charge or to hold any charge. It's an experiment. I'm going to leave it in there inside of the temple furniture boundary and see what happens. The other thing I wanted to do to quickly show you is that I was just out here experimenting with where the, because the location of the first, or all the concentric rings, is dependent upon where the distance from the Ark Model to the incense altar, I believe. But just now, what I really wanted to do was just, as I cross the thing, the dog's messing with me. He's putting the tennis ball at my feet. So it's kind of screwing this up. I didn't want that to happen. But I wanted to show just what goes on here and say, I don't quite understand the criticism that says that I move my hands, like even subconsciously, to make the rods cross. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Sorry about messing that up just now, because the dog had the tennis ball by my foot. That was kind of like a plan of mine, coming over here at the end of the, showing you the rest of it. Maybe I'll be able to do a better job of that at some point in time in the future. Okay, so I'm going to show you another experiment. I'm sitting in my chair. There's that agate. Okay, just to show you where we're at here. So, I grab a hold of the rod with both hands, and it's like the Edward Leeds Scanlon had a thing that he taught about, where you can use a magnet and you can trap electricity in there, and when you finally release it, the electricity will be let go. Well, that's what I'm going to do here. I hold this rod for a while. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to show you something about the electron shell. For this is the model of the atom. that's really interesting. It has to do with light and re-radiation of light. But let's store up some lock time first. Okay, so I had already marked out on the ground where the first electron shells and its thickness were at. Then I marked where I stood over this mark, and I released the lock time that I had just gotten sitting in the chair. I made it for several minutes so that I would have time to go back over and get the other rod and get the phone and stuff, and that people could see something about what's going on. Because, and I checked this, I checked the whole thing before we got going. And when you get, yeah, see that? So that's a lock right out from it. So what's going on here? This is an experiment proving something about re-radiation of light. Here, I didn't check this before, so I want to see if it's, I don't know if it will to the middle or not. Okay, so nothing toward the inside. Yeah, nothing toward the inside. It's re-radiating light. Outside. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So the idea being that light comes in and it's at the electron shell where it's observed or witnessed or whatever you want to call it, and re-radiated. It gets sent back out again. See, and I think it's probably going to go out for the lock time that I charged it for, which I don't know, about 5 minutes, something like that. Straight out. It's just more evidence that this is a model for the atom.